Today, we will talk about how to manage your monthly budget, with surveys showing that most households lack sufficient savings to pay for a $1,000 emergency, and large numbers of Americans struggling with debt. The value of creating and following a budget has never been clearer. Creating a household budget can serve many purposes: getting out of credit card debt faster, saving for a long-term goal such as a house or retirement, or simply ensuring that you are on solid financial footing to meet whatever curveballs life may throw at you. The evidence that budgeting works is clear-cut. Surveys show that those who stick to budgets are less likely to report financial worries or living paycheck to paycheck, and more likely to achieve their financial goals. So, what exactly is budgeting? At its simplest, it's a ledger detailing the spending decisions you intend to make. It estimates how much money will come in during the months ahead, and it allocates enough money to cover expenditures such as food, housing, transportation, and insurance. A good budget also includes allocations for regular savings. In essence, a budget not only lays out a path for reaching a particular financial destination, but also acts as a flashlight to shine the way and ensure that you don't wander off course. Without one, you're more likely to find yourself in the dark about your financial health and lost in the wilderness of debt and financial insecurity. Is it any wonder, then, that more Americans are turning to budgeting in their search for financial bliss? And while a budget won't be able to buy you love, to paraphrase the Beatles, a side benefit of budgeting might be to mitigate a common source of strife and strain in relationships: disagreements over money. Why budgeting is important? Even as the national economy was enjoying one of its longest ever periods of growth in 2018, a survey by Bankrate showed that nearly 2/3 of Americans were limiting their spending each month. And with economic fortunes changing rapidly, that number is only likely to grow. Stagnant incomes, growing debt burdens, and rising housing and medical costs are among the reasons so many Americans have looked to tighten their financial belts in recent years, regardless of what the GDP and employment figures say. But just as it's difficult to shed pounds when you don't know how many calories you're consuming, it's equally difficult to cut the fat out of your spending and whip your finances into shape without a budget to shine a light on where your money is currently going. Here are just a few of the reasons that creating a household budget is a wise decision, regardless of your financial circumstances. Simple and effective way of managing or avoiding debt. The reason millions of Americans find themselves weighed down with hefty interest payments on credit card accounts is that they simply spend more each month than they bring in, and hence they are unable to pay off their card balances. A basic principle of budgeting is making sure your monthly spending does not exceed your disposable income. Helps achieve short and long-term goals. Say you want to save money for a down payment on a car next year or a home in 5 years, or that you want to make sure you can spend your golden years in comfort by building up your retirement nest egg. A budget plays a valuable role in determining how much of your income you need to save each month to reach those goals and how to allocate that money accordingly. A budget is a way of forcing you to make sacrifices, be it cutting back on lats at Starbucks or restaurant meals, scaling back expensive vacations, settling for a cheaper cable TV package, or holding on to that aging car for a few more years. A budget is also a way of helping you anticipate expenses like car expenses, utilities, or phone bills. Can prepare you for a rainy day. The fact so many Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and so few have an emergency fund, cries out for the need for more households to build a cushion they can turn to the next time the car breaks down, the home plumbing springs a leak, or, in a worst-case scenario, you lose your job or health insurance. Encourages you to become invested in your own finances. Simply put, the process of budgeting instills individuals with the discipline and motivation to manage their finances more efficiently and responsibly. Research has shown that those who adhere to a budget are more likely to reach their financial goals in part because they become emotionally invested in the process. Steps in the monthly budgeting process. There is no one universal method or tool for budgeting. You'll most likely choose an approach that fits most comfortably with your skills and preferences, whether it's budgeting apps such as Mint, programs like Quicken, a budget worksheet such as the one provided by InCharge Debt Solutions, or an old-fashioned pencil and paper. To help with the math, you can also try InCharge Budget Calculator. More. Best money apps. Whichever approach you choose, you'll need to follow some basic steps to make sure you're creating a clear and accurate picture of your finances. Gathering financial statements. This is as basic as collecting every document that reflects your monthly income and expenses, including bank, credit card and investment accounts, paycheck stubs, benefit statements, and electronic payments. The strength of a budget will be determined by how accurate it is. Look at 3 months of credit card and slash or debit card charges to make sure you are capturing all of the categories where you typically spend money. While some of these income and spending items may vary from month to month or reflect one-time or irregular transactions, gathering a paper trail is the best way to get a bird's-eye view of how much money is coming into and leaving your financial house each month. Then you can start drilling down into the nitty-gritty of creating a budget that puts that house on a firm foundation for the future. How to calculate monthly income. When it comes to a budget, take-home income is the only income that matters. Forget about pre-tax earnings. Your take-home pay is what you can spend or save beyond what you may already be putting into a retirement account at work. When calculating income, also include other sources like Social Security, disability, pension, child support, regular interest, or dividend earnings and alimony. Any money that you regularly receive can be considered income for your monthly budget. Here's how to determine what your monthly take-home income is. If you are paid bi-weekly, multiply your take-home pay for one paycheck by the number of paychecks in a year, 26. Then divide this number by 12 to get your monthly income. If you are paid weekly, take your weekly pay and multiply it by the number of weeks in a year, 52. Divide this number by 12 to get your monthly income. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.